Do, re, mi, fa, so, we're back!
Hey, and this is quite a film.
Yeah, I kind of feel like all I need a film is sort of being generous, because... Okay, so let's just say the name of the film is called theFearless 4. And it's,
Yeah, I never even heard about this film until you put it on the link.
Yeah, I got this from Musical Howl. She did an episode on it.
Okay.
So this is, when did this come out? Let me check. It came out in...
1997.
Yeah. So it hails from Germany, and it's loosely based off the folktale The Musicians from Bremen. So
yeah.
This...
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, it's a popular folktale in Germany where these four animals, a dog, a cat, a donkey, and a rooster all go to Bremen to become musicians, and they start off this game by pretending to be like this big beast by stacking themselves on each other. And it doesn't seem to be as well known outside of Germany, and the first time I ever heard about this folklore was when Fearless reviewed the Dingo Pictures adaptation.
See, I knew of this one. I remember watching like some VHS or something that had this tale on it. I knew about it. Okay. All right. Where was I? Okay. The film combined both 2D and 3D animation very poorly. We'll get to that.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Produced by Munich Animation, it's an animation studio based in Munich, and the film was released under the Warner Brothers company. The film had about four directors, including Hans Eberhard Junkersdorf, who is a prolific producer in Germany.
So
4 directors? Holy shit.
Yeah, so we're already seeing problems. 4 directors, that's a lot.
Oh god, and the film wasn't released in American theaters, and instead went straight to video, only to run out of print eventually.
So, what's really shocking is there's actually a really, stacked cast. Like, first off, James Ingram voices Buster the dog. James was a singer and a songwriter. He was known best for, his pop, soul, and R&B songs. He won 2 Grammys, and was nominated, I think, for a few others. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2019 due to brain cancer at the age of 66. Gesundheit. I think, if I remember correctly, he sang a cover of "Somewhere Out There" from An American Tale.
Oh wow!
You know, like how they would sort of have pop stars cover a song from an animated film.
Yeah, usually done the end credits.
Mm-hmm. And it's
you see that with a lot of Disney films where they do.
It's a really good cover. I'm gonna admit it. I think that's probably one of my favorites. It's just they both have such powerful, beautiful voices. Singer, pianist, and songwriter Olida Adams, I hope I'm saying her name right, voices Gwendolyn the cat. She started out as a pianist for Tears for Fears before going, although she was nominated for a Grammy 4 times and twice for the Soul Train Music Awards.
And the late great Riley B. King, aka B.B. King, voices Fred the Donkey. King was a blues guitarist, singer, and songwriter with a long, prolific history in music and philanthropy, with a total of 15 Grammy Awards.
Dang!
That's amazing, 15.
That's impressive.
Unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 89 in 2015 due to complications from type 2 diabetes.
Just to give you so you can understand who this man was. He was called the King of the Blues. That's how important he was to music, specifically blues music.
And let's see. And sorry, this was a little funny.
You're fine.
Rounding out the cast is, I'm probably gonna butcher this, Shukuro Fornaciari, who voices Tortellini the Rooster. Fornaciari is an Italian singer who was heavily inspired by several different genres and sold a total of 60 million records worldwide, and collaborated with many artists throughout his career. Even some of his co-stars in this film.
Yeah, so again, a very, very, very stacked cast. This guy worked with Iggy Pop. He worked with Queen. He's worked with a lot of, artists. So it's like, this isn't a cast of just some random, just random singers. These are people who are like, who've been around for a while. However, while the movie has been released on DVD, there is no American DVD. And the English version is solely online on various streaming services. I watched it on free on YouTube. Where did you watch it, Jad?
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
YouTube as well.
So this movie is... I feel this movie's confused.
Yeah, it doesn't really have much focus.
No, even as we start at the beginning. Okay, so we start off with Buster. He's a bloodhound, and he likes to sing instead of doing what bloodhounds do. Bloodhounds were, back in the day, when fox hunts were still a thing, they would have a bunch of dogs who would be like, okay, go sniff out the fox, and then they would follow the dogs. Well, Buster doesn't want to do that. He got sold to some guy
who wants to turn him into taxidermy.
Which is just really messed up. But there's a mention, the guys who bring in Buster said, his old owner says, whatever you do, don't pull his tail. Well, these people from a food factory called Mix Max say, oh, we'll stuff him for you. So they come in, and of course, Buster's not dumb. He knows what's going on. So these guys are chasing him, and then the Mix Max guy reaches for Buster, and someone's like, no, don't pull his tail. He pulls Buster's tail, and Buster basically, I guess, becomes like a dog version of the Hulk or something. Yeah,
he literally transforms he looks like that thing from Ghostbusters that shouts, Zool.
Yeah. It's really weird. His animation changes and everything, but he calms down and leaves. He pees on the truck and just heads off. Then we meet...
Oh, God, I forgot about that part.
Then we meet Fred, a donkey who just likes to sing. Okay, this is also when...
And, of course, he sings the blues.
Because this is the one voiced by B.B. King, so of course he's going to sing the blues.
So, the farmer the farm he lives on is tired of his constant singing and how he's getting too old to work. So, he calls Mix Max again to hire, okay, this was different of the shock for me. They bring in some kind of robot Santa man who sings about how superior he is.
It looks really weird. It looks awful.
Yeah, and we never see it again, so that was just...
And it has a song, too. Which is really weird to me. Because, like Jad said, we don't see it again. It just vanishes. Never see it again.
Yeah, this is an example of how unfocused this film is. Let's give this random one-shot out a song and to fill up time, I guess. And they take... Again, this is from the Mix Match company who apparently specializes in robotic labor now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so they take the donkey away in a truck, but a bunch of bees just swarm the windows of the truck, and it causes it to crash into the sign post. One sign post pointing to Bremen, the other pointing to Paris, and it accidentally knocks into him, switching him around. And that's when Buster and Fred first meet, and they're not sure whether to go to Bremen or Paris, so Buster just tosses a bone and it points to what they think is Paris, so they go that way.
Where he got the bone, we don't know.
And then we're introduced to Gwendolyn the cat, whose previous owner passed away. Hey, and the heirs are left with the cat, saying that they can only keep the house in the fortune if they take good care of the cat. But they ask about these two family jewels, which the lawyer claims to know nothing about. And let's see. And for some reason, and they think the cat knows where the jewels are. Like,
yeah.
Why?
Because, okay, first of all, she's a cat. She can't, okay, so this is another thing. Sometimes the humans can understand the animals, and sometimes it seems like they can't. I don't know if Gwendolyn just decided not to talk to them or something, but also it's like these people are really dumb because, like, the owner, Aunt Wanda, just said, if you take care of Gwendolyn, you guys will be fine.
So, but they decide to try to kill her instead.
Yeah, so they're risking their future just because they're angry that the cat is the one who inherited everything, I guess.
Mm-hmm. But the cat catches on, so they hire Mix-Max, who apparently now specializes in assassinations to take care of the cat, but...
And the crappy little kid.
Little son... Huh?
The crappy kid. I hated this kid.
Oh yeah, it was a little goblin, and... Apparently, the lights go out and they again accidentally start fighting each other, and Gwendolyn manages to get out and just locks the family and the guy in the basement, and we never see him again, so we can only imagine they starved to death down there.
Oh boy. So then we get introduced, to the fourth...
Oh
wait, no. Wait, Gwendolyn sings a song first.
No. Yeah, that's when they meet, but Buster's not too keen on her joining because she's a cat and he's a dog.
And we're gonna do that stupid dogs and cats don't get along.
And finally, it's where we meet Tortellini, who gets kicked out of his coop on the chicken farm for sleeping around, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Because he had an affair with a duck.
Yeah, apparently he's a little bit of a whore, I guess. Okay, we're gonna put that in a kid's film. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I think out of all four of the characters, Tortellini is the worst.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely the most obnoxious.
Yeah, he's really annoying. He's very vain, too, which is also, like, another stereotype they do, like, with Italian characters. I'm just like, can you guys do something else? Like, it's always with the European, like, male characters. They all have to be very vain and flirty. It's like, come up with a new gimmick. Come on, guys. Come on. Also, they meet an owl who apparently is like... I don't know if she's supposed to be like a fortune teller or something, but she tells them, don't go to Bremen. It's bad.
Yeah, that's when they realize that they're heading to Bremen instead of France.
Mm-hmm. But she also says there's a great evil there, and the only way the evil can be defeated is if by a monster with 8 eyes... 12 legs.
And 14 legs.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow, that's really specific. It's really ridiculous. But then we get into the main story, but this is also really weird because, see, in Bremen, everybody's kind of miserable, I guess. It's really dark and kind of gross looking.
And apparently, music is outlawed.
Which I don't think you could do. I really don't think there's... Okay, so this is something I've noticed, and something that kind of annoys me is when these movies try to be like, oh, they outlawed music or they outlawed fun. There's no way they could actually do that. There's no way they could outlaw people from enjoying themselves or making music, because I think, like, in order for something to be illegal, it has to... Like, there has to be a reason. It's like, you can't say, oh, I dislike music, I'm going to outlaw it. It's like, there's no way that could work. I also just think it's really dumb and also just a lame way to be like, oh, this guy is evil. It's like, you could do something else. And
and that's when Mixmac's executives drive by, and instead of outlawing them, they see as a way of using the band to try to improve the public image, to make them appear animal friendly.
Then the people who catch them, their names, I didn't even know they had names just because I don't think we hear it in the movie. They're Platini and Dr. Seven Brains. The hell kind of name is that? Dr. Seven Brains? Okay. Mm-mm. So, they do the whole rich and famous contract thing. Now, okay, so no, I know this is a movie and you have to suspend your disbelief. But they're animals.
Yeah.
And again, sometimes it seems like people understand them, sometimes they don't. So it's why on earth would people care about... I mean, a singing animal is unique, but it's wouldn't it be a better idea to hire a pop star or something to try to sway the people? It just doesn't make sense.
And no. And so they sign a contract. Tolini signs it for them. Apparently,
they use their hand prints and their paw prints and their hoof prints. It's really weird.
Yeah. So they imagine what they'll be like once it's famous, but they grow tired of singing the same jingle for Mix-Max sausages day and night. And, okay, is something kind of weird is, so here's the thing. Gwendolyn and Buster, they're carnivores. Yeah.
So, for some reason specifically, Gwendolyn is upset that they're singing about sausages, but remember, she is a carnivore. She's a cat. She has to eat meat. Cats can't just eat fruits and vegetables, but she's really upset about the sausage thing in particular, which is really weird. Yeah, it's weird. It just doesn't make any sense. But because it's okay, so here's the thing. I think the plot of a media mogul or media company taking in a young star and kind of lying to them. I'm not saying that's a bad story, but you have to do it properly. And the thing is, we don't really know these characters that well. Again, everything is so rushed.
Yeah, and this is all happening about the halfway point.
Yeah. After the introductions, it just goes straight into this Mix-Max plot, and it's
Yeah, and we got a half hour of introductions, and barely any much movie left after that.
Yeah, and also another thing I kind of noticed, there's a lot of characters in this. We mentioned at the beginning, there's the family that inherits Gwendolyn and the house, but then we never see them again. There was that bee that helped Fred. Never see the bee again. But also, a lot of these villains, some of them don't show up again, and then they add another animal character in the form of a mouse who really wants the Fearless Four to sing for him. Yeah, but so the thing is, so it's the whole, oh man, we're rich and famous, but we don't really have any freedom. They try to change the jingle of the Mix-Max jingle, and
causes be more unflattering.
Yeah, and that causes them to get thrown into a prison cell, except for Fred, who gets
tickle torture.
Oh god. So here's the thing. I'm looking at the wiki just because I had watched this movie on Monday and I wanted to sort of refresh, but I was looking. So apparently, there are deleted scenes from the original version when it was being distributed outside of Germany. So there was a scene in which Dr. Greed attempts to hire an assassin to kill another business owner. That was removed entirely. there is a scene in which Fred is, tortured by the tickle machine. Apparently, it was a lot longer in the Germany version, but some people just flat out removed it. This one's really random. There was a shot in the beginning where the bees land on a magazine of a woman with breasts. Don't know why they added that. The German version shows the animals, including Mozart, drinking wine, which, we don't want to show kids that, but okay, here's the one that I think is the most effed up.
Oh, no. Oh, that one, no.
So, you know how Gwendolyn is like the only female character in this entire thing? Well, for some reason, they thought it was a good idea to add a scene in which Gwendolyn, the cat, not the anthropomorphic cat, the cat, openly seduces Platini, the human.
Oh, God.
Germany, what in the fuck?
The human, what the fuck, the cat? That's funny, yeah?
Can you imagine this being in a film for children? So many kids would be confused.
No. Oh, okay. That is another suppressed memory of mine. It was a commercial for the Learning Channel where they had this kid just browsing the internet unattended, and then he sees this video of this guy just moaning and a goat bleating. And then he takes his dog into the room and starts to unzip his pants, and that's when the commercial ends.
Oh my God.
That's a real TLC commercial. It's a remote TLC, and that's what they did.
Jesus Christ. That is disgusting.
That is a real commercial. I'm not telling you to watch it. I just want you to know that it's real.
God.
People, they allowed it to air on TV.
Okay, but also just again, this is a movie for children. It's not like the character of Lola Bunny. Lola Bunny still has she's a bunny, but she has, human features, and I feel like she also just would have more agency than a cat. It's just, why would you even add that scene? But thankfully they took it out of the version we watched. It's in the original German. So this is when the mouse Mozart shows up, and if you maybe listen closely, you might be able to hear it. The mouse is voiced by Kathleen Barr. Now, she was in a previous episode. She was Princess Opal in, what's it called? Stone Protectors. But most people know her from My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. She is the voice of Trixie Lamoon and Queen Chrysalis.
Oh, again.
Yeah.
So, they, Mozart promises to let them out if they play his music eventually. And they manage to get out, but they stumble. No, wait. Is this I'm trying to remember what the... God, I suppress... Sorry, it's just that this film was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it really was.
How unfocused it was, and that's where they stumble upon the president of Mixmatch within his plans to run for president and an automatic sausage making machine. And they also stumble into this warehouse with a giant bunch of random animals.
So, the thing is they showed us some pigs and other animals that are usually, in sausages or made for food consumption. But I guess they were trying to make us feel bad because they showed a random little puppy there. Which, that would be really weird. But also I feel like if they put puppy meat in sausages, I think somebody would be like, this tastes weird. Because most people don't eat dogs.
Yeah, that I was random too, and the managed to get out, but oh fuck this part. Tortellini gets shot by an electric fence and his feathers fall out, and we get into some pretty racist territory where he sneaks around in a bush made out of bush, and he wears his feathers as a headdress, and oh god.
Keep in mind, this is a German film. I don't understand why they felt the need to add that. It added absolutely nothing. So, they feel bad for the animals. So in order to save them, they create a protest song. And I just also want to say something. We mentioned this is a musical, and you guys probably have noticed we're not talking about the songs. The songs suck.
There's not much. Yeah, there's not much space between them.
No. They're all really generic. I've noticed, when it comes to really bad music, they'll sort of... See, I think one of the reasons, a lot of old Disney songs, the reason they still hold up is because when they sing, they're using, sort of not flowery words, but more intricate words. And a lot of these songs are just very generic, singing about basic stuff.
Yeah, they don't advance the plot. And I'm also looking at time center. It's been, at the point we are now, it's been 20 minutes since the last song.
Yeah. Which is, again, really weird because this is supposed to be about musicians. And they make a big deal about how much they love music, but it just doesn't really seem like they wanted to focus on that for some reason. So, thanks to this really generic song, the people in the crowd turn on Mix-Max right away, and everyone just happened to have tomatoes, so they throw tomatoes at the bad guys. So, now, do you guys remember when we mentioned the owl saying that an 8-eyed, multi-legged monster would, break the curse of whatever? Well, apparently the people in Mix-Max are stupid.
Yeah, because the four of them are in the shadows, pretend to be a creature with other eyes and legs, and... Oh, yeah, the president of Mix-Max had, a collapsible floor that they use them to trap them underneath it, and they free all the animals, and it may seem like a little bit of overkill as they walk out into the pasture. Trinity messes up with the remote control for that same floor and accidentally activates the self-destruct sequence. So the president of Mix-Max and all his employees, they're dead.
Yeah, they're dead. Sucks to be them. Sucks to be the janitor who was just going to work that day. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. But then, at the end, Gwendolyn brings all the animals to Aunt Wanda's house. I guess the rest of the family is dead in the basement. So, it turns out that Buster and Gwendolyn have feelings for each other.
No build-up, no hints whatsoever. Just very suddenly at the end, they now love each other.
Again, I'm sorry, what? Y'all have not mentioned this for the past 80 minutes of this film. Where did this come from? This love ballad you're singing is not earned. And now here's the thing. It's not the fact that they're different species of animals that bothers me. Their chemistry is negative. There's barely any interaction between them. There's no longing gazes or anything. People like to give the Disney princesses crap for falling in love with their princess so easy, but they make it realistic. We understand why they fall in love and why the prince is attracted to the princess and vice versa. I understand why Eugene fell in love with Rapunzel. I understand why Rapunzel fell in love with Eugene, But here it's just hey, these two are in love. I guess they thought they needed a romance. I'm so glad this movie wasn't that long, just because it was... Not only was it bad, it was just also really boring.
Yeah, so this was a lot less memorable than... the last one we read.
Yeah, watched. I think I enjoyed Catsuit much more. At least the animation in Catsuit was nice.
It was nonsensical, but it had a bigger impact at least than this.
It was interesting and engaging. This is just... Also, okay, we mentioned how this is a 2D and 3D animated film, so I'm going to say something that might be controversial. You can combine 2D and 3D animation and make it look not like garbage.
Yeah.
But oh my god, the 3D animation in this is awful. It is terrible. It is some of the worst 3D animation I've ever seen in my life.
And this is mid to late 90s 3D animation, so keep that in mind. But even then, we saw some more interesting use of that than in here.
Yeah, like, I mean, hang on, I'm going to check to see. When did Toy Story come out? First Toy Story.
I think 1994 or 5.
95. That movie was before this. And here's the thing, Toy Story still holds up pretty well. At least I think it does. And also, I think A Bug's Life was also, that was 1998. That was a year later, and that looks fine. So it's like, why does this look so terrible? And it's not just the fact that it's a 2D and 3D animation combined. It just looks, the 3D animation just looks terrible. All of it looks awful. That weird thing we mentioned before, the weird like centaur robot thing, it's so ugly looking.
I know.
The face looks, you know what it looked like? It looked like someone took the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz and like slapped him on the body of a robotic horse. It looks like that. It looks like some sort of creature from an insane accident. It's just so bad. And again, like, people are going to say, oh, this was in the 1990s. No, that's not an excuse. Put some effort in. I also just feel like this film would not really entertain kids. It feels...
No, they would find it very boring.
No. Yeah, it's just... There's nothing here. Nothing. I would give... You know what? Yeah, I'm going to give this a 1.
Yeah, a 1 sounds about right.
I feel it's not as bad as, say, like, Elf Bowling or the NFT cartoons, but it's still pretty bad. There's just nothing to latch onto. It's not so bad that it's good, you know? It's just... bad. There's just nothing here. Okay, so...
Okay, but thankfully we got a lot more substance with the news segment.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we got some sad news.
Okay,
this one got to me.
I think it got to both of us, because we both grew up when Pokemon was, like, introduced to America. And if you guys don't know, when they called it Pokemania, they were right. Pokemon was everywhere for about, like, what? A year or 2?
Oh yeah, like I definitely done the early Game Boy era.
Mm-hmm. Besides the games and the cards, there was Pokemon plushies, Pokemon like figurines. There was a bunch of Pokemon themed food. They even made like a stage Pokemon show. That's how popular it was. And then the anime also was showing. Like, I think it was they brought the anime over, and that helped get people excited about the games. Well, unfortunately, we lost someone from that anime. Rachel Lillis, the voice of Misty and Jessie on Pokemon, dies at 46.
Editor's note, Rachel Lillis was actually 55 when she passed away.
So she unfortunately died Saturday after a long battle with cancer. This freaking sucks.
Fuck.
I know.
And
she also voiced... go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, you go ahead.
No, damn it, I forgot what I was going to say.
Editor's note, I believe Jad was going to mention that Rachel Lillis was also the voice of Jigglypuff in the Pokemon anime, and also the games. She was the voice of Jigglypuff in Super Smash Bros., and even though she wasn't paid for it, her voice clips are still being used in every single Smash Bros. Game that Jigglypuff appears in. She also returned to the anime as Maylene, the gym leader from the Diamond and Pearl era.
I loved Jessie. I still adore Jessie as a character. She's such a fun villain. But like, you know, she also was like the voice of many people's childhoods. She was a very prolific voice actor, not just voicing in Pokemon. She voiced in the animated series Slayers, Revolutionary Girl Utena. She was the original voice of Utena. Let me see. She was in Boogie Pop Phantom. She was in Alien 9. She was like in a lot of stuff. She was in Dinosaur King, Hunter x Hunter, You Lie in April, Fate's Day Night, Ultimate Blade Works, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. She she would voiced a character in the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She was Tome Ame, and she was a voice in Winx Club. So she was very prolific, and she will be sorely missed. Our heart goes out to her family and her friends. Okay, now let's get on to some happier news. I'm going to start crying.
Yeah, happy news. This one I'm really happy about.
Oh, I know you are.
The day the Earth blew up, lands a North American distributor.
Woohoo!
Ketchup Entertainment picked up the North American distribution rights to this Looney Tunes movie, and they're aiming for a theatrical release.
Woohoo!
So while release date isn't confirmed, I'm glad this is finally coming to American theaters.
Thank God.
Especially after hearing it coming to a bunch of European movies theaters as well.
Yeah, so I have a feeling this is going to be sort of the same thing with how Disney didn't want to release Nimona. And just, you know. Yes, I mean, I'm happy for this. I knew you were going to be happy. I saw this news. I'm like, oh, Jad's going to be so happy. But also,
yeah, and while Netflix snacking Nimonas was Disney's loss, I feel this is going to be Warner Brothers' loss, because they got a lot of bills at the moment.
Yeah, they're in a lot of trouble. And there's apparently the FTC is opening up an investigation after they have shelved multiple movies for tax write-offs. So, yeah.
And on top of that, their finances take a $9 billion hit due to the massive drop in the net value of TV networks.
Yeah, I also don't think, hang on, I'm just going to check really quick. Warner Brothers, I don't think they have any big movies coming out this
it's been a very dry summer for them. I think the only other films coming out this year is Beetlejuice in September and the Joker sequel in November.
Okay, so the Beetlejuice movie, I know that will make money. The second Joker film could make money, but I don't think it's going to be enough to help their losses at all.
Yeah, especially with how the sequel has a bigger budget now due to Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga managed to negotiate more money.
Yeah. Also, I mean, Lady Gaga is a pool. She is not just a fantastic singer, but she is also a really good actor. She has proven her acting chops. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really up in the air. This is not going to be enough, I think, to save them. Because like you said, they've had a really dry summer. I don't think they've had any major big hits this year. I can't think of anything.
I think only Dune Part 2, and after that, just nothing.
Yeah, it's 2020.
And on top of that, they also lost the broadcast rights to the NBA, which
that's right. We talked about that,
which turned a lot of people against Warner Brothers management, and not just their shareholders, but from Wall Street as well.
Yeah, so they had, let's see, The Watchers, which was a horror film. I remember seeing that for a trailer for that. The Twisters. Twister, which is a sequel to Twister. Trap. Then they have the Beetlejuice. They have a documentary about Christopher Reeve, which might do well. And wait a second. We're getting another Lord of the Rings movie this year?
Oh yeah, it's that anime one.
How come we haven't heard of this? I feel like you and me would have talked about this. How the heck have we not?
Apparently Warner Brothers isn't doing a good job promoting it, maybe?
Yeah, this is, I think, not going to be a fantastic year from them, because besides the Beetlejuice sequel and the Joker sequel, everything else looks very tame. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so now Disney had their annual convention that they do to, announce a bunch of stuff. So, first off, we got a date for Zootopia 2. November 26, 2025, so next year. And Ke Huy Quan joins the cast of Zootopia 2. He is voicing
He voices a snake. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a snake named Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can't wait to see. I'm glad he's getting more work. I don't think it says anything about the plot, really. Did it say? Let me see.
No,
Nope.
Not much details yet. It's going to be another mystery, and we'll see more districts from Zootopia, because What I thought was neat in Zootopia was that the different districts are different biomes.
Yeah.
It's like you saw the tundra one, the rainforest one, and the Sahel one, and the tease that we're going to see a swamplands one.
Ooh, nice. So, yeah, I am excited for that. And like I said, I'm really happy that Hong Kong's getting more work. I want more people to, know, like I want him to get his name out there so more people can see him and be like, oh, he's awesome. Let's put him in more stuff. I just adore him. He's such a kind, sweet soul. All right. So next, I am not sure how to feel about this one.
Oh, I forgot to add the link. Hang on a second.
It's okay. Technical difficulties.
Brad Bird is returning to Pixar to direct The Incredibles 3. Guess things aren't going so well at Skydance Animation for him.
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed. But, yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about this, to be honest. Because the second Incredibles movie was okay.
It was serviceable, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was fine.
And, I do like the idea of Elastigirl getting more action.
Yeah, I did like that it focused on her. I'm wondering if maybe with the third film, they're going to focus maybe more on the kids. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I would love it if they did a time skip. Have
that
the
would
kids
be so
older.
Cool, actually. Seeing Dash and Violet all grown up.
They have a lot of potential with a time skip, in my opinion.
Yeah, so...
Especially if now superheroes being in the public eye again.
See, the thing about me is, I try really hard to give everything a fair chance. So if one of my friends is like, let's go see Incredibles 3, I will go in with an open mind. Because, I feel like I'm a bit of a hypocrite, because as much as I don't want to be excited for this... I'm actually kind of excited for Moana 2.
Yeah. I forgot that was coming out.
I love Moana. She's my girl. And this actually looks a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It looks gorgeous. And it also looks like she has a sibling.
Oh, yeah. She has a little sister now.
Oh, and also Maui's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I really...
with the failure of Black Adam, I can imagine he's not too picky with the paycheck.
But also, here's the thing. I actually think Maui is The Rock's best role.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. I know a lot of us have sort of fallen out of love with The Rock, but I do like the fact that The Rock was really happy to be in a movie about Polynesian culture, because this is so important to Polynesian kids. Because, the last thing they had was... Lilo and Stitch, and I'm going to try not to go on a rant here. There's almost no merch of Lilo. It's all Stitch.
Yeah, and from the looks of it, we might be getting a villain in this one.
Ooh, really? So not to
the minute and 18-second mark, you should see her. The story is Moana is trying to connect with the different tribes across the islands.
Again, I said, I think it's just this animation looks really good. I think they said this was going to be for the television series, but it looks
it's originally supposed to be an anthology series.
But it looks really, really good. So, again, it's I don't... Here's the my thing. It's not that I am against sequels. My issue is just, in the past few years, it feels like that's all we've been getting.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna give this a chance. I love Moana, and this actually looks really good. So hopefully it'll surprise me. Also, I love Hey Hey. I love Hey Hey so much.
And this is another surprise. This was coming out of the left field with me at the D23. A Broadway adaptation of The Greatest Showman, and is in development.
I'm sorry, what? What? Dang.
Disney is developing a Broadway musical adaptation of The Greatest Showman.
I still need to see it. All my friends said I would love it because I really do like musicals, but also... Yeah, this is a surprise, because, hang on, when did Greatest Showman come out? 2017. It's been a while since we've heard
2017.
anything about it.
Yeah, like it was about a year or two before the Disney buyout.
Wow. I mean, it makes sense because it is, a musical. However, so this is someone who loves musicals. I love musicals. I'm a big, I'm a theater kid. I'm a theatrical person. The thing about adapting musicals that were like movies, they can sometimes go really great or really poorly because you'll sometimes have to add a little bit more for a stage show. A stage show is usually about 2, maybe 3 hours. So it's like you might have to add just a little bit more. Because like, see, for example, The Color Purple. I saw The Color Purple live at the Fox here where I live. And I'd seen the movie that was based off the book. But like they did add a little bit more to The Color Purple. Like there was a lot more focus on what's the main character's name? Nisi. She opens up her own store. There's like a whole song about that. There's a whole song about when there's these two characters that like have like a tussle, they have a whole song about it and everything. It's like they have to add just a little bit more, and sometimes when they add more, it can be not great. But I'm going to be cautiously optimistic about this.
Yeah, because when it comes to Disney Broadway shows, they can go either way.
Yeah, like the Lion King stage show, we talked about that last week. It's really, really good. I've seen Beauty and the Beast. I heard that the Little Mermaid one is kind of a mixed bag. I haven't seen the stage version of that. I'm trying to see Disney stage shows because I don't know, is the Frozen one still on Broadway?
Let's see. It's going to close next month from the looks of it.
Did they say why?
I'm not sure. Does it say why?
The Aladdin musical I've heard good things about. Yeah, but it's one of those things where it just can go either way, so hopefully this will be good. All right, where are we next? There's a lot of Disney news, so just bear with us, guys. Okay, so Pixar's ELO adds Zoe Saldana. So this is
getting released. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And it's getting a final release date of June 13th of next year.
After, really?
Being switched around. Like, it was supposed to come out this year, but then Inside Out 2 took its place, mainly because I assume Disney was desperate for a win in at the box office. Yes, but it's finally coming next year, and they also said they got 2 new directors. Adrian Molina is still involved in the project, but Domi C, the director of Turning Red, will be now directing Elio, and Madeline Sharafian, who directed the hand-drawns on Pixar's short Grounded, is also be co-directing it.
So according to the wiki, it says he left Elio to work on an original film with Domi Shi, and now Madeline Sheffrin is... Oh, he's retaining the director credit because of the amount of work he did. Okay. So I guess it was just a conflict of scheduling?
Either that, or he decided to step down because the story wasn't working, maybe?
Maybe. I hope this is good. I really want more original stuff from Pixar, so fingers crossed, I want this to be good.
I remember the first teaser trailer, there was a line that cracked me up, where Elio is just talking to this alien and says, "Oh, I miss my mom." And the alien just says, "Oh, you ate your mom too?" He said, "What? No, is that something your species does?" "No, just me."
Yeah, that line was funny. So, Okay, this looks interesting. Dwayne Johnson's Monster Jam Disney project revealed, set in the world of motorsports. Is this some? Oh, it's a movie. Okay.
Yep, it's a movie centered around monster trucks and motorsports from the looks of it.
So
and
this is a movie
Dwayne
made.
Johnson spearheading it.
So this is a movie made specifically for young boys and to sell toys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
pretty much. Not really much to talk about on this one.
Yeah, there's no other information. They don't have like a plot or anything. I mean, I'm just gonna say it that I'm not gonna be interested in this. The thing about Disney live action films is there's more.
There are more misses than hits.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. So, oh gosh. Yeah, this I'm not 100% on either.
Yeah, Freakier Friday coming next year. So I'm not sure why we're getting a sequel to this one.
Okay, so here's something I've noticed with Disney. Disney's been trying to do a lot of things like where they recapture the magic of something, and it hasn't worked because they made a sequel to Hocus Pocus, and I heard that wasn't that good. Mm-hmm. Also, it is 2021. Freaky Friday came out in 2003. This movie is over 2 decades old. Now, I'm not saying you can't do a sequel like much, much later. I mean, they did that with Bill and Ted. But Lindsay Lohan is, how old is Lindsay Lohan now? She's 38. Hang on, let me look at is it saying if it's going to be Lindsay Lohan and her daughter? No, but it looks like it's going to be her switching bodies with Jamie Lee Curtis again. Oh, God.
Rehash.
Yeah, I'm skipping that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And,
okay, now I actually want to get your opinion on this, because...
Yeah, this one I'm very mixed about.
Oh, same.
Live action Lilo and Stitch remake coming next year.
All right, so I'm going to actually say one positive thing. The Stitch model that they're using actually looks really good. That looks exactly like how Stitch should look. He looks like
and they
realistic.
got Chris Sanders reprising his role.
Oh, okay. That's the guy who directed the film, I think, right?
Yeah, he was the director for the first, original, yeah.
He did the voice of Stitch. So, I mean, like, okay, so here's one of my things is that I've said, like, I'm fine with live action movies. It's really one of the biggest issues people have had is with how they portray...
rehash it.
Well, yeah, not just rehash it, but how they portray the CGI characters. Like, okay, like, for example, in, like, The Little Mermaid, they made the CGI animals look more like animals. They didn't try to make them...
Yeah,
which I actually appreciate, because it would have looked kind of weird to have a super cartoony crab next to Halle Bailey as a live-action mermaid. So this, like, the Stitch here looks actually really good. It looks like he's going to look realistic standing next to Leela. Like, kind of like how Rocket Raccoon doesn't really stand out in the Guardians films. But at the same time, it's one of those things where I don't know how to really feel about this. I mean, we have to wait until we see the trailer.
Yeah.
I am a little worried about how Pleakley and Jump are going to look.
Yeah, that's going to be a telltale sign. And originally this was going to be released straight to Disney Plus, but then after Bob Chapek was kicked out, they began to realize, maybe releasing films with a nine-figure budget straight to streaming isn't a viable way to run a studio.
Yeah. I'm going to wait until the trailer comes. I'm like, this might be a thing. Like, if my mom says, hey, you want to go see this live action Disney film? I'll be like, okay, fine. But I'm not again, we got to wait until the trailer. I'm a little torn on it.
And we have, speaking of trailers, a trailer for the Snow White remake just dropped.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, Jad, how do you feel about this?
It's just getting old at this point.
I think, like I've said, I think the issue is just there's been so many remakes. And I kind of feel like Disney sort of So here's my thing about these remakes. Some of them are good. Like, I like the Maleficent one. I think the Maleficent one was fantastic. I really liked the live action Jungle Book because they sort of followed the book more. And the live action Cinderella, I liked that. I'm not saying like they can't make these movies, but it just seems like
that's all they're making at this point.
Yeah, and the thing is regardless of what Disney thinks, they do have competition. And I think the thing is just more people are starting to get really bored of this. I just really think it would maybe help Disney if they were just spacing this out.
Yeah, definitely.
And go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say.
See, also another thing is the stepmother is being played by
a Zionist.
Yeah, so no thank you. I'm not gonna go see this. I don't know. I'm really tired of this.
But here's something on the more positive side. Daniel Chung, the creator of We Bare Bears, is directing Pixar's
Hoppers.
Hoppers. Sorry.
It's fine.
And yeah. Daniel Chung, he directed We Bare Bears, which was a big hit for Cartoon Network. I believe he started out as a storyboard artist on Adventure Time. And this is going to be his first theatrical movie, Hoppers, which is like Avatar, but with beavers.
He's also worked at Disney before. He worked as a storyboard artist for Bolt, Cars 2, and Inside Out. So, and this is probably really exciting for him. Like, We Bare Bears was a really big hit on CNN because for a while they didn't really like have anything that was like catching on with people, but people love We Bare Bears. It's a show about really cute bears. How the heck can you not love it?
Yeah, and the story, Hopper tells the story of a girl who transfers her brain into a robot beaver in order to live among real beavers. The film stars Bobby... Oh, get out of here.
Moynihan.
I'm trying to read. Moynihan, Piper Coda, and John Hamm, who plays the male who's trying to destroy the beaver's habitat.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going to have a bit of an environmental message, which I'm all for. I am not all for this.
And what...
Toy Story 5.
Black details revealed for Toy Story 5. Why we getting a fifth one, I don't know. Andrew Stanton is returning to direct it. I think he directed Toy Story 4 and WALL-E.
Oh, if that's true, I'm skipping it because I did not like Toy Story 4. Look, okay. My thing is just, it felt... What's the word? It felt... It's not just that, it also just felt kind of lacking. Like, I felt there was really no emotional connection. And, like, I honestly think the third film was so good, and it ended things so well. And I like Bo Peep, but I really feel like they just brought Bo Peep back because they thought, we need to have a strong female character in this. I also didn't find... Oh, go ahead.
I do kind of like the concept of how Woody's just trying to stick with what he knows, but he's not exactly happy with what he knows, and that he doesn't need to be in a traditional toy to be a happy toy.
Yeah, but also I don't like how they made Buzz like really stupid in the movie for some reason. It didn't make a lot of sense. So yeah, I'm gonna skip this one. I'm not interested. I'm just over it.
And also the plot summary is that the toys are having to compete against technology now. Wow. And it's going to be released on June 19th of 2026. I'll hear what people had to say before seeing it myself. But I'm not really excited about it.
Yeah, I'm not either. And again, like I said, there's just going to be... I think also the fifth Shrek movie is coming out, I think, around the same time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so have competition.
Yeah, like, and I kind of actually think, I mean, I might be a little biased, but I feel like Shrek 5 might do better just because I feel like with DreamWorks, they put a lot more effort into their sequels.
Oh, really?
So you added this one, right? Colin Domingo?
Yep, he'll be playing Norman Osborn in the animated Spider-Man series for Disney+. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And yeah, this is the animated one that got delayed for quite some time, I believe. This is supposed to be a more traditional animated adaptation of Spider-Man, it seems.
Yeah, I saw the art for it. It actually looks really good. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know this. Domingo is openly gay.
Oh, neat.
Let me see what... I want to look at his filmography. Where's his filmography? Okay, so he started off... Oh, he also has directed stuff.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this guy seems really talented. He was in Lincoln, 42. Oh, he was in Selma. He played Ralph Abernathy. Birth of a Nation, Assassination, If Beale Street Could Talk, Lucy in the Sky, Drive Away Doll. Oh, he was in The Color Purple. He's been in a lot of stuff. Dang. Wait, was he? He was also in the Candyman remake. Oh, wow. He has a lot of credits on television, too. He was in, like, all the Law and Orders. He was in Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order Trial by Jury, and Law and Order again. Oh, and he was in The Walking Dead, too. I think that's where people know him. He was Victor Strand of The Walking Dead. I knew he looked familiar.
Awesome. So yeah, he'll be interested in Green Goblin or Norman Osborn.
Yeah, he's a mad talented, so I'm excited for that. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Avatar Land come to Disney California Adventure. This is probably major expensive for Disneyland right now. From the looks of it, it's going to be based on the Way of Water sequel.
Jad, I have a question.
Yeah?
Have you gone to Animal Kingdom recently? Because I know you go to the parks like every year.
Yeah.
Is the Avatar Land there in Animal Kingdom doing well now because of the new movie?
Oh yeah, it's that Flight of Passage simulator ride. It always has a long line. I remember first time around that ride, the traditional standby line. It stretched all the way to the Africa section of the park.
Wow. That's actually, I am happy to hear that. Because, see, they added the Avatar Land, I think, was it 10 years ago? It was a while ago, but I also feel like it was kind of recent. But, it wasn't really as popular, and a lot of people question its addition to Animal Kingdom. But I'm glad that it's, doing well now. Because it seemed like it was, kind of just bare. Nobody wanted to be there. So it's nice that, the new movie breathed new life into it. But I'm really mad on this. I'm not really a big fan of the Avatar movies. I have nothing against them. I'm just not my thing.
Not your thing.
Nah.
But I think you'll be more excited about this.
Yes. Ooh, we're getting a Coco ride coming to Disney California Adventure. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It looks like it's going to be a boat ride. So, this is the first Coco ride at any of the parks. So it looks like we're going to be going through the land of the dead with Miguel and his family. And guys, I love Coco. I think Coco is it's in my top 3 Pixar films. I wanted to see this and I had to fight my mom. I'm like, Mom, please come see this with me. And she ended up loving it. It was her favorite movie of that year. Because she really also liked how they sort of, how they were showing this view of death. It's death is not a bad thing. People will remember you and you'll live on through them and everything. But also it's just such a gorgeous movie. It's so pretty. I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it makes sense that it's going to be in California Adventure because California has a rich Mexican history. That
is true. They I think they also have a pretty big Mexican population.
And I heard mixed things about this one. A new Walt Disney audio animatronic show coming to Disneyland. This is going to rotate with that great moments in history of Mr. Lincoln animatronic show they got there in Main Street.
All right, so I think the reason this is sort of mixed is because Walt Disney as a person is someone who's been sort of painted as a very flawless human being, but in the past few years, it's been revealed that he was not, because, he was a human. But, like, when it comes...
Yeah, like, he was
a...
anti-labor unions, and, like, I remember when the UPA first opened up shop, allegedly, Walt Disney said, "What are those commies across the street doing?"
Oh, yeah, he literally called them that. There was the whole thing with LP Travers when she found out there was going to be animation in the movie. He basically told her, go pound sand. Like,
what? I didn't know about that.
No, he, like, basically said, he didn't say that exactly, but he was basically like, I'm sorry, the movie's already done. Like, she had specifically said, I don't want animation in this movie, and basically lied to her. He allowed there to be racist characters in his films, I'm not trying to, like, be like, oh, this guy's a monster. He just wasn't the perfect, flawless person people try to portray him as. And there's a lot of people who get really mad when you say that, but he's not. He just was really flawed, especially, like, when he was trying to build Epcot. I'm 100% certain if he hadn't tried to do Epcot, I don't think he would have died.
Editor's note, Walt Disney died from lung cancer as he was a heavy smoker. The stress probably didn't help, but he smoked a lot.
Just because it seems like that sort of took a lot out of him, it seems. He was a kind of like a perfectionist too. It sometimes drove him to work too hard, because, like, the thing was, is everyone's like, please just rest, but he was so focused on this. So again, I don't want people to be like, oh, I think Walt Disney is this awful, terrible person. No, he was just a very flawed human being, and it would just be nice if people admitted that,
Mm-hmm.
Jad, how do you feel about this?
I'm not sure entirely myself, and I heard that apparently Walt Disney's granddaughter isn't too happy about them making an animatronic version of him.
And I think it would be a little weird if you were, like, someone who was related to him and knew him. I think it would be kind of weird. Mm-hmm. So is he going to be a permanent fixture?
It'll rotate in and out with the Lincoln show, apparently.
Okay, so I think we're both excited about this. We are getting Indiana Jones and an Encanto attraction at Animal Kingdom in 2027. So I think this had already been talked about before, but they...
the concept of Tropical America is coming to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And
it looks like they revealed some art.
Sorry.
No, it looks like they showed some art, like some concept art.
Yeah, like... It's gonna take... They're gonna replace it Dinoland USA with this, which has been a long time coming.
I don't think anyone's upset about Dinoland disappearing at all.
Editor's note, Dinoland USA can die in a fucking ditch. Rest in piss, never will be missed.
Yeah, like, we're getting an all-new Encanto boat ride attraction, and I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. And then... an Indiana Jones ride will replace the dinosaur one.
That one's been there for a long time.
Yeah, like, the ride system at Disneyland, and these exact same ride system at Disneyland for the Indiana Jones adventure. But that one is set in more Aztec or
so
Aztec...
Latin America?
Yeah. Well, this one... and we'll have an all-new story that takes place in a Mayan setting, so it fits the theming of the land.
Okay.
So have an all-new story and not be a rehash of the one in Disneyland.
Oh, so it's a brand new story. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the models for the new land. They both look really amazing, and I love Indiana Jones and I love Encanto, so I'm super excited about this. I'm kind of thinking from, like, what I'm looking at the concept art, I think it's going to focus on Antonio because his power is talking to animals. So
that fits in with Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling the ride will be super popular when it first opens, but I think there's going to be a lot of problems because that unfortunately happens when they create a new ride. Like, even if they test it, it's like there's still going to be some issues because that happened with... is it Frozen Ever After? The ride that's...
but they had issues with the animatronics, and then Also challenged by your fencer.
Oh, yeah.
And most infamously, when Disneyland first opened, it was a disaster.
So
lights break down, paint was still wet.
Yeah.
People using counterfeit tickets to get in, with more than double the expected attendance. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I'm excited for
show.
this. Yeah, it sounded like it was. I'm excited for this, but I know there's going to be some issues. I just don't want people to be like, "Oh, this ride automatically." Because it's like, no, give it a chance. They just made it, dudes. Okay, so this is wait. Nope. I almost skipped something.
New Pirates of the Caribbean tavern opening up at Magic Kingdom next year.
How the heck have they not done this yet?
I'm not. Well, I'm sure for years Magic Kingdom had a strict no alcohol rule, but seems like they're disregarding that because some sit-down restaurants serve alcohol now.
Yeah.
Like Beer Guest and the Skipper's Canteen as well now serve alcohol.
I think the thing is they've realized, we have to also make sure the adults are enjoying the park.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like in the past few years they've been trying to do that, which I think is a good idea. Because the thing is I think when it comes to a theme park, I think it would be the best idea to try to make it so everyone in the family can enjoy it. Because you don't want to go to the park with someone who's just being a pill the whole time. They're like, when can we go home and everything? Yeah. So this I think is a good idea, but also I feel when it comes to original park rides, Pirates of the Caribbean is one that's universally loved.
Oh, definitely. It spawned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was served as main inspiration for the Monkey Island games, and it got 5 movies.
Yeah. And also, I think it's Pirates and Haunted Mansion are the two original rides that I think have the biggest fan base. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong.
And let's see what that's in.
So
another
Zootopia Better Zoogether. What a name.
That's going to be the... sorry.
It's replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Which will no longer terrify kids.
I remember seeing that show when I was in middle school, and it was pretty intimidating. I used to be a scaredy cat when I was younger, so
Yeah, same here. I was 8 or 9 when I first saw that show.
Yeah, so it's basically Flick shrinks down a bunch of humans so we can learn more about bugs, and there's a
tarantula that shoots out quills, and you get drenched by acid by this termite. Mm-hmm. There's a stink bug. And then
we get to
Hopper,
smell it.
Yeah. And then Hopper fades the show, and this terrifies the living hell out of you. They actually poke your back in the seats to make it feel like hornets are stinging you, and these black widow spiders.
Oh yeah, they start showing all these creepy bugs and everything. And the Hopper animatronic is really, really big. It is huge. I remember when it came out, it's really cool, but dude, it's so massive. They made it so tall. And honestly, I think Hopper's a very underrated villain. There's something very scary about him. Like I said, the animatronic is huge. If you have a fear of bugs, you would hate this show. But I'm not surprised it's getting replaced because, hang on, let me see. It's Tough to Be a Bug. When did that come out? It came out
It was an opening day attraction, I believe.
1998. Oh my god.
Yep, that's when Animal Kingdom first opened.
I'm going to do some math, guys. Give me a sec. So, 2023 minus 1998. That's 26 years. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's been running for that long.
And I'm not surprised they're replacing it.
Yeah, I'm excited about this new Zootopia show.
Oh yeah, I know some people will be sad, but the thing is that they have to sort of do this thing where they replace, shows and stuff depending on what's popular, but also again 26 is a very, very long time for a ride or a what's the word I'm looking for, attraction, because this is more of a movie. There's only really there's only two animatronics. There's Flick at the beginning, he appears up above you, and then Hopper comes out. It's mostly the movie. So, I mean, replacing it with Zootopia makes sense because Zootopia is more culturally relevant.
Mm-hmm. And another big change Monsters Inc. land coming to Disney Hollywood Studios. It's the first ever dedicated land to the movie, and it's going to have a suspended roller coaster where you go through this door storage. But I was excited as I want to be about this. We should address the elephant in the room. We have no idea which section of Hollywood Studios it's coming to.
Yes.
At all. So, they didn't say what it was going to be replacing, just that construction would begin next year. So, a lot... Oh, sorry. You got
so
this.
You're wondering, Jad and Rooty, why are you guys worried? Jad, tell them why we're worried.
Because it could destroy the last bit of Jim Henson's history, Muppet Vision 3D and the Muppet Courtyard.
Yeah, so both me and Jad are fans of the Muppets. I think I'm a little more of a bigger fan, but we both love the Muppets. And Disney's treatment of the Muppets has been not spectacular. It could be better. But the thing is that the only thing they really have of the Muppets at the parks is Muppet Vision 3D. It is a little 3D Muppets film that was made specifically for the parks. And it's one of the last things that Jim Henson ever worked on before his untimely death. And
yeah, it debuted 1 year after he died.
Yeah, so the reason people are so upset is because they haven't said it. They haven't said it's going to replace Muppet Vision, but people are worried just because, as I've mentioned, Disney's treatment of the Muppets has not been stellar. They haven't really added anything Muppet related to the parks. So a lot of people are really worried that Monsters Inc. will replace it because they might think that the Muppets aren't important anymore. So lots of people are not happy about this possibly happening.
Mm-hmm. I am praying they leave Muppet Vision 3D alone.
I'm praying too.
It still gets quite the attendance.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I think the thing is also just, it was trending on Twitter, so I know they're aware of this. I think it would just be stupid for them to be like, yeah, we're just going to gut it. It's going to cause issues if they do. So, I mean, just fingers crossed. Let's hope they just don't gut Muppet Vision because of this. So.
Yeah, and.
So we're not getting one, but we're getting two new Cars rides coming to a reimagined section. Yeah, two at Frontierland. Which, I'm going to be honest, this doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, they explain how they're not going to be a rehash of any attractions at the Cars Land in California Adventure, but two entirely new ones that's all about the American frontier. And I actually saw a very good Twitter post explaining why they're kind of sort of tweaking the theme in Frontierland, because Frontierland was based on the Old West in the days, and the Old West, the culture, at least of the Wild West, is steeped in colonialism and the displacement of Native Americans.
Yeah.
So apparently with this new overhaul of Frontierland, Disney wants to focus on the wilderness rather than the Old West.
Yeah. It's if you guys haven't been aware, the reason we're aware of this because we are both massive Disney nerds. Disney has been sort of slowly getting rid of a lot of the problematic stuff in the parks. It's one of the reasons they got rid of Splash Mountain.
Yeah, and also they most recently changed the Native American scene in Peter Pan's Flight after so many years.
Thank God, it looks better.
Yes.
It looks so much better.
Yeah, apparently they gave Tiger Lily a more culturally appropriate, more culturally accurate outfit.
Thank God. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it makes sense how they're sort of trying to, I guess, redo or fix Frontierland, because I mean, I feel like they're not going to just get rid of it outright, but they're just, again, like Disney is not stupid. They are aware that there are a lot of things within their movies and their parks that have not aged well. So they're trying to change that.
Yeah, that's also, let's see. Yeah, it's going to replace the Tom Sawyer Island in the Rivers of America.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, like, I don't think many people go to that island anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they do. Wasn't there another one that at the other Disney parks that it was like closed and somebody snuck onto it?
Yeah, it was some kind of old the nature view thing. I'm not entirely too sure about the details, but
yeah,
it's not do much with that either. And you got this next one?
Yes. Stark Flight Lab 4th Avenger Campus Ride announced for Disney California Adventure. So the Avengers Campus opened up... When did it open up? A few years ago?
Yeah, a few years back. Like, before the pandemic hit, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was. And it's been doing pretty well. There's been a lot of really great face characters and everything. They're adding... This is the 4th ride? I think it said? 4th ride?
Yeah, it's going to be the 4th ride.
They have the roller coaster, and
the roller coaster that'll be opening up, and also the Rep Slingers attraction, and
yeah, which is good because right now I think there's only one of the one of the rides are opened right now.
Yeah,
because I mean, when it comes to roller coasters and stuff, it takes a little longer. But this is going to be like us testing out something in Tony Stark's lab. We're going to send like one of those like pod things, and it's going to send you to a different test station. This sounds like if you're like someone who gets queasy easily, you might not want to try it, but it looks like fun from the art they showed. It looks kind of a little like when you go to space camp almost.
Yeah, and they also confirmed that Robert Downey Jr. will be reprising his role as Tony Stark as a voiceover in this ride.
Well, duh. People would riot if he didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we're both excited for this.
It's... Disney officially confirmed a Villain's Land is coming to Magic Kingdom.
Finally! We have been asking for this for years. And people are saying you need to thank Universal for this, because people are saying this is Disney's answer to the dark...
the Dark Universe.
And I
Epic
think
Universe, yeah.
They might be right, but it's like, I think the thing is Disney's always been a little afraid to, what's the word?
Lean into the dark side.
Yeah. But it's like, dude, the villains are sometimes the best part of a Disney movie. Like, sometimes a villain can make a bad Disney movie more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was shown off as a concept at D23 a few years back back in 2022, part of the Beyond Big Thunder Mountain concept. But
yeah, that's right.
Now it's official that the Disney villain section is coming.
Thank goodness. Because again, this has been something people have been asking for years, and sometimes, like the actors who play the face characters for the villains, they always do phenomenal jobs. And what I like is they're still nice to kids, even though they're the villains. Like, I saw this little girl. She was dressed like a Dalmatian, and like Cruella de Vil was like, "Oh, darling, you look absolutely stunning." And she just, she was being Cruella, but she was still nice to the kid. So I wonder if this is going to be solely Disney villains. Do you think there will be any Marvel villains?
No, I think it might just be Disney.
I mean, that's fine, but yeah.
Also because of the Universal thing, and so they can't really do much Marvel stuff in Orlando.
That is true, because in Orlando, Universal has the Marvel stuff there. It's something really confusing about the rights that we're not going to get into here. I have not heard about this. You're the one who posted this. The Incredibles are coming to Fortnite.
Yeah, this seems to be part of Disney's investment into Epic Games. Because not only did they announce that next season will focus on making Doctor Doom the big bad, but also they added the Incredibles and even Disney villains as playable characters.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to bring people in and make, people interested. So, I mean, it makes sense.
sorry. And what was interesting is how in Dr. Doom's fortress, he has a bunch of trophies made up of fallen heroes and villains alike. Like, his throne is made up from the remains of the Thing. Like, he just chiseled away out his body into a throne and made it into a throne. Which is dark.
Oh, yeah. I think someone posted some pictures from that.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it was really messed up because he turned like the Thing into a throne. That's so messed up. What the hell, man? Oh, wow.
That was nothing like in the Marvel Comics Ultimate Fantastic Four storyline, where he managed to destroy like the zombie version of Invisible Girl by summoning a bunch of maggots to eat her from the inside out.
Oh my god. Ugh. Yuck.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, like Dr. Doom is one of the most OP comic book villains ever. Like, in one timeline, he even managed to kill Thanos.
Yeah, that's right. I remember there was a comic in which he destroyed Thanos. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So this I actually find interesting. So we have one, not two, not even three, but 4 more new Disney ships coming to their cruise line by
on top of the ones that are
2031.
already coming soon. So that's going to bring the entire fleet to a total of 13 ships by 2031.
Dang, where are they getting this money?
Yeah, they're really doubling down on the expansion of the parks and cruises.
So I think, like we've talked about this before, Disney's last few years have not really been that great. Like they just
at least in the box office, yeah.
Yeah. Like this is let's see, it's both Deadpool and Inside Out 2 that has like brought in money for them this year. I'm not sure if adding all these ships is the best idea, just because the entertainment industry has been really, what's the word I'm looking for?
Unstable.
Yeah, and it's getting like people were trying to fix the entertainment industry, but it's not. It's slow progress. Like it's going to happen, eventually, but it's just very slow. And even with owning Fox and everything, I'm looking at some of the films that came out this year. I haven't heard of some of these like at all. They released a movie about the Beach Boys. I don't
remember that.
I don't remember that either. They released that first Omen movie, which I heard didn't do well. A movie called The Greatest Hits. A nature documentary called Tiger. The Young Woman and the Sea. There's a lot of stuff that they've released that is like I haven't heard
it wasn't until
this.
That new Planet of the Apes movie that they started to dominate the summer this box office. But last year they really dropped the ball when it came to film and TV, because not only are they still struggling to make Disney Plus and the streaming services profitable, but a lot of the films underperformed the box office.
Oh yeah, Wish didn't do that well. The Marvels. I think. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
But the profits of the theme park sector managed to cushion the losses. So it makes sense that they want to focus more on the theme parks now.
See, I'm looking at 2025 film movie releases, and some of these are going to be really hit and miss. I just know they are. Like, we get the new Captain America, we have Snow White, the Thunderbolts, which I didn't know they were still working on, the new Fantastic Four movie, the third Tron movie, the Blade movie, which I don't even know if we're ever going to see that, Zootopia 2, and Avatar Fire and Ash. Now, like, the reason everyone's like, but some of those like movies did, like the movies before did really well. Guys, just because a movie is like a sequel to a popular movie doesn't always mean it's going to be good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like, I don't know. I think really like the next few years are going to be really crucial for Disney, because I feel like they're losing their ironclad grip on the entertainment industry very slowly.
Yeah, and they seem to be bouncing back this year, but we'll get to that later into the news.
Alrighty, so what's after the cruise ships?
This is something I'm really happy for, and I know John is too.
I was happy to hear this too. So, Jad, I'm going to let you take this one.
So, a Japanese developer by the name of Tango Gameworks was opened up by former Capcom employees, founded by the director of Resident Evil 4. And they struggled because many, when they were looking for work, game publishers would just keep telling them, hey, just make Resident Evil 4 again. Make it like Resident Evil 4. That's how we got the Evil Within and its sequel. But then, they got bought out by Bethesda, which in turn got bought out by Microsoft, putting them under the Xbox label. And last year, they had the first one of the biggest hits for Xbox in a long, long time. Hi-Fi Rush. It was a stylized anime-based action hack and slash game. Similar to Devil May Cry, but more colorful and with a cel-shaded art style. But the major difference is that in Hi-Fi Rush, they have music playing, and if you time all your attacks to the beat of the music, you deal additional damage. Which really made it unique. It gained a lot of praise and awards. And you think Xbox would see Tango Gameworks as valuable, but earlier this year, they shut them down. It was like, hey, we know you made the most successful game for us in years, but fuck you.
Yeah, basically, there was like no warning or like at all. Everybody was genuinely shocked. And like, I want to just mention real quickly, the Evil Within 1 and 2, both of those games are still like played. People still really love those games. They're considered to be like staples of the horror genre. So I don't know what the hell was going through their head.
Yes, but then, as you can imagine, a lot of people were not happy about this, and Microsoft had no good answer as to why they would shut them down. You can see in interviews, executives were struggling. One lady just ended up rambling. She didn't give us an answer at all. But most recently, Kraken, a South Korean game publisher, acquired Tango Gameworks and the Hi-Fi Rush IP. And not only did they hire a majority of the Tango Works game staff, but they're doubling down on Hi-Fi Rush now.
Well, that's good.
So, suck it, Microsoft!
Microsoft is going to be hitting themselves later. You know they are. They fucked up.
Yeah, they've been fucking up a lot. Let's see here. What's next? And do you want this one?
Yes. So I sent this to you because you love multiverse, but also, I'm just gonna say it: Beetlejuice is coming to Multiverse August 20th. Now I don't know if this is because he's getting a film this year, but I'm excited for this because I love Beetlejuice. It's probably
it was a very fun movie.
Yeah, and I really love like old Tim Burton. I'm like a little biased. I think his old stuff is better, but also I love Michael Keaton because Michael Keaton is one of those actors who will put his, as the drag queens say it, put his entire pussy into a performance because
oh my god,
that's just who he is, and he's like very charismatic and everything, but also I did a little bit of background acting, and I was talking to one of my fellow background actors, and they said that Michael Keaton is really, really nice. Like they were saying, like when they were doing a scene with him, he was very polite and respectful. So again, it's really hard to not like him. And the thing about Beetlejuice is one of those asshole characters you can't help but like in a way.
Yeah, in this game, he's going to be the assassin class, meaning he's quick, nimble, with lots of combo potential, but he's a glass house, basically.
But what's also cool is they're giving the characters Beetlejuice-inspired skins. Oh my gosh, the characters
that looks amazing.
Cool. I'm so excited. Like, I mean, I remember seeing the trailer for the new Beetlejuice movie, and I just felt like, well, I'm like returning to my roots as a weird, quirky kid back in like high school. I'm like, yes, I know I was talking a lot of shit about sequels, but I'm excited about that one. But also, Jad sent me a really funny comic from Twitter. Okay, no, first it's Beetlejuice asking Jack, it's like, let me ask you something. Is that relationship really solid? Do I have a shot at her at all? And she says, I heard I could get 2 for the price of 1 with you, babe. And Garnet just turns, looks at him, and pushes him down. It's just, it's so perfect and so in character. And I really can't wait to see the interactions he has with the other characters, too.
Oh, yeah, same, yeah.
That's always a really funny thing about, like,
Multiverse is the character dialogue.
Yes, is how they compare how they have the characters interact so fluidly.
Yeah, like one thing is that Samurai Jack, he confuses Tom and Jerry for being the literal embodiments of chaos. Like he thinks they're chaotic gods instead of a cat and mouse.
I find that's hilarious.
And this one is really big news. Deadpool and Wolverine becomes the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, surpassing the Joker.
I'm seeing that next weekend.
Oh, you are gonna love it.
I can't wait.
This wasn't Ryan Reynolds saying he didn't want this film to be Deadpool saying hello to the MCU, but rather a send-off to an era of films that people have watched since like the early 2000s. And it's like, it's the end of the Fox X-Men and franchise.
Yeah, and I actually really appreciate that. Like, I keep saying this, but everybody's like, it's like, oh, the MCU is over and whatever. It's like, well, no, it's like, dude, if you just make good movies, we will go and see them. The problem is that, they've been just pumping these movies out too fast. There's not like a balance and space between everything. But also, Ryan Reynolds, I know some people think he's stupid. He's really not. He actually knows what he's doing, and he understands the character of Deadpool. He loves the character of Deadpool. So I'm not surprised this movie is doing so well. I think he was just really excited to also work with Hugh Jackman again.
Oh, definitely. That was a real big deal. Hugh Jackman and returning as Wolverine.
Yeah, like, I know a lot of, like, people my age are, like, really excited because, like, we grew up with him. I remember when, like, the first time I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh, that man is so pretty. But there's something I wanted to, hang on, where is it? I need to. So the guy who plays Rob Delaney, who plays Peter in the films, unfortunately, his son, who was 2, passed away. And you know what Ryan Reynolds did?
Oh, what?
He dedicated the second and third Deadpool movies to his son.
Oh, wow.
I know. I found out. I'm like, that's so sweet. Just for him to, do something to be like, we're not going to forget his memory. I'm just like, Ryan Reynolds is just so freaking nice. God. So yeah, I'm really happy this is doing well, because I think both you and me said we'd like to see more R-rated films. So we're hoping that Disney gets the right message from this.
Yeah, like this is the first R-rated film in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Like they experimented with more mature shows in the past, but the first full-on theatrical R-rated film. Because I don't see Deadpool working outside the R rating, personally, at least in films.
And also, this might be. I'm not sure if they're gonna bring Deadpool. If they're gonna try to do more stuff for Deadpool, but I think this might be Ryan Reynolds' last, hurrah, as Deadpool. We don't know. I mean, either way, if it is, I think this is a good way to send it off. So yeah, I really can't wait to see this. I'm seeing it next weekend with my fiance because we both really love Deadpool.
And this, I hope you guys love it.
I think we will. I think this was released today.
Yep, Iroh coming to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2.
Yes, Uncle Iroh. Everybody loves this character. I don't know a single person who doesn't. If you guys have been living under a rock and haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, Uncle Iroh is the uncle of Prince Zuko. And he's known to be... Like, first you think he's just this foolish old man, but he actually is a very
wise and
yes,
kind spirit.
Because the thing is, was he a general in the war before? I can't remember. But the thing is that what happens is he's trying to lead Zuko down a better path. He honestly, truly loves Zuko, unlike Zuko's shitty dad. But he's such a great character. He is so lovable and silly, but he's also really wise. And he's another like kind of sort of bittersweet story. So the original voice actor for Iroh was Mako. Mako unfortunately passed away. Well, when this happened, they made a special episode that they dedicated to Mako. It's I can't. It was the Tales of Ba Sing Se. The first one was the first letter, like the first episode in that was dedicated to Mako. It said in honor of Mako. He unfortunately died months before the episode had aired. Like they had recorded everything, but unfortunately he had passed away. But dude, I love Uncle Iroh. I cannot wait. It looks like they're already using some of his like iconic moves. There's this really cool move he does where he like drinks some like tea and spits it out like a dragon.
If he's attacked while drinking tea, he'll perform a counter, but if he finishes his tea, he'll go into like the Jasmine state, it's called.
I like how there's a little scene here of him and Squidward playing music together. I thought that was funny. Yeah, I'm not surprised they added him. I feel like Uncle Iroh is probably one of the favorites from Avatar.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, he even reappeared in Let's Go in the Spirit World.
Yes, I remember watching that and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Uncle Iroh! So I'm excited for this. I mean, this is just more a logical, choice. When I think about the characters from Avatar that are the most popular, I think it's probably Toph, Iroh, and I think probably Zuko. I know I didn't mention Aang, but I love him, but I don't think he's as popular as some of the other characters. I love how he was just sitting with his tea while people are fighting.
That's great.
I really do. Oh, I actually bought this game because it was on sale super cheap. And two of my other friends bought it, so we're going to try to play this game. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. They put a lot of effort into this game.
U.S. Garfield.
Yeah, and it really is showing off. It's nice to, Nickelodeon's also had some rocky moments in the past few years. Yeah. So I'm happy that this is doing well, and we have something that's also keeping the legacy of these characters alive. All right, so do you want to do recommendations first, or do you mind if I go first?
Hey, you can go first if you want.
Okay, so as we mentioned, I am a fan of the Muppets, and I also knew the story of the musicians of Bremen from the Muppet Musicians of Bremen. And I mean, I'm a little biased, but I think this version is much better than the one we watched.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, but see, I feel like they just did a better job with the characters. And see, each of the animals was owned by a really bad owner, and then it turns out the owners are also thieves. So what happens is the animals find their owners in this barn, but the light is so bad they can't tell it's their owners, and one of the thieves is really superstitious. So when they hear the animals, they're like, oh my gosh, it's the monsters of the swamp. And so it just makes more sense when they think the animals are monsters because they can't see at all. they have no idea. It's like, oh, what are these creatures and everything? And it's just done much better. You'll see really nice puppetry and everything, and the music is actually really good. Now, so for those of you who, I guess you could probably tell, I really love animation. I love the art of animation. And I also really like, I guess, unique animation. I do like, classic stories, but I'm always looking for animation that's a little bit different. And I remember a long time ago on Tumblr, I saw a teaser for a film called Soroku and the Kingdom of Winds. Now that was like maybe 2-3 years ago. I'm like, I guess that film never got made, but one day on YouTube I saw a trailer for the movie. I'm like, wait, is this actually coming out? Because I think it was originally released in 2023. It just didn't get an American release until this month. And I had to I told my fiance, I'm like, will you please take me to see it? It's only in one theater in our states, and it's only being showed for 2 days. I'm so happy he took me because the film was just so pretty. I described this film as Jim Henson and Dr. Seuss had a baby. And that baby was raised by Hayao Miyazaki. And the baby's favorite movie was Yellow Submarine because it's so trippy and pretty. But see what happens, it's about these two sisters. Their mom's friend is an author of a series of books called The Kingdom of Winds. Well, one day the youngest sister, Juliet, is looking through the book, and all of a sudden this little toy pops out, and it's talking and it's moving, and it draws a hopscotch because that's how it teleported to their world. Well, Juliet's young and impulsive, so she runs to the hopscotch, jumps in. Carmen, being, the older sister and being more responsible, is like, I gotta go get my sister. She jumps in. The two of them end up transforming into anthropomorphic cats, and they're transported to the Kingdom of Winds. So, Soroku is a wizard, and it is sort of inferred that he is a evil wizard, and his power is he can control the wind. And he sends these really nasty, terrible storms all across the kingdom. But is it true? Is he really a villain? Who's this mysterious singer named Selma who's connected with them? It's such an interesting story. It's so unique, and it just felt kind of refreshing to watch an animated movie that wasn't based on an existing property. It's just, I really want more people to be aware of it. It's really, really good. Okay.
Okay, I'm not sure if I recommended this one in the past, but my first recommendation is Matt McMuscles.
Matt McMuscles?
He's a YouTuber. He's best known for his series What Happened, where he looks at
Yeah, I think you told me about this guy.
He does
before.
Let's Plays occasionally, gameplay marathons, but I best known for What Happened, where looks at video games, consoles, and movies that had a very tumultuous development phase and have been through the rough of it. I saw his video on the history of production for the live-action Mario movie.
Yeah, that's the one I watched.
GameCube, the Sega Dreamcast, and DK64.
And it's really genuinely interesting because he goes into a lot of detail.
Yeah, and even interviews some people who work on those projects to get some insider information. I remember for X-Men Destiny, he interviewed the assistant director who revealed what a shit show of development was.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah. I also second this recommendation.
Yeah, especially loved hearing about the history of game development and get to know more about how the process works. And my second is a comic book, or the first installment of the Deadpool trilogy, it's called. Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. So, the premise of this one is, what if self-awareness and meta were actually terrifying? The X-Men capture Deadpool and drop him off at a mental hospital where they think he's going to get help, but in reality, a psychic mutant is trying to brainwash Deadpool into becoming his faithful servant, but he unknowingly lets out a darker side of Deadpool, a voice that tells him that his life isn't real and it's not worth living and he has to kill everyone.
Ooh.
So it's a 4-part issue of Deadpool that's going around killing every Marvel hero and villain alike. It even gets to the point where people began to put together money to hire the Taskmaster to stop him. And it ends with him about to slaughter the very writers who are writing the ending to his comic. It's the first installment of the Deadpool trilogy. It starts with Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe and Deadpool Illustrated, where he kills several characters in works of fiction like Moby Dick, the Headless Horseman, the Jungle Book, etc. And then it ends with Deadpool kills Deadpool.
Oh man, so Deadpool tries to attack himself?
Yeah, in the final installment, Deadpool is trying to this version of Deadpool, who's now renamed Dreadpool, he's trying to kill every single Deadpool across the infinite multiverses. And in the end, it's up to the Deadpool for the main Marvel timeline to stop him.
Ooh, sounds good.
Yeah, it's a fun read.
All right, so next week, this is going to be interesting because a long time ago when Rooty was just a wee babe, she had an obsession. 2 obsessions, and their names were Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Then these twins happen to have a short-lived animated series. So we're going to delve into my past nostalgia and talk about Mary-Kate and Ashley in action. Bye!
Oh, it's produced by Deke. I don't have much hopes about this one.
I mean, I don't have hopes for this one either, but we'll bear it together. We got this, Jad.
Bye-bye.
Do, re, mi. Bye.